Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we are again talking about the Unfolded Circle Remote 3. These are also mostly valid for the Remote 2. There's just fewer buttons, fewer physical buttons, and the slider doesn't exist. But for the most part, we are talking about both of the Unfolded Circle's two latest remotes, the 2 and the 3. And today, what we're going to talk about is your home screen and how to effectively lay out the different functions and activities and remotes and buttons, and how to do this efficiently and effectively. And a lot of this depends on how you use your remote and how you want to organize the remote. But I'm going to do it the way that I feel is the most efficient. And I mean, it's my way, so it's obviously going to be the best way to do this. So you can see my remote here. I have Othello. My cinema, my home theater, I call it the Othello Cinema. And these are my three main activities that I use. So when I pick up the remote, I see this screen, and I can select whichever one of these three sources that I want to watch. Now, I'm only using my remote in one room, but even if I was using 5 Remote 3 devices in 5 different rooms throughout my mansion, I would do it the exact same way, but I would just have a different homepage for every single room in the house that you can very quickly and easily just swipe through to get to the one you want. And if you have a remote that lives in each room that it's used, you can make it so that whichever one if this is the remote for your bathroom, you just need to, on that remote in the configurator, you just change it so that the bathroom screen is the one that's going to come up when you first pick it up. That way, every remote that you have, you can control any room in the house, but it's basically, when you pick it up, it's going to be set to work for that room. So I always use activities. I very, very infrequently go anywhere that's not within my activities. Sometimes I do need that though. So I have multiple home pages. Again, the one on top here is the one that I am going to see when I first pick up the remote. If I had, another home page for my bathroom, and if I had this, and I put that there, and if this is the bathroom remote, I just slide this to the top. And now whenever I pick up the remote that lives in the bathroom, first of all, you're going to want to wash your hands after you set it back down, but it is going to default to that bathroom page. So I'm going to get rid of this. Actually, let's talk about this quick while we're in here. Here, this little menu, this little edit button here is pretty powerful. You can edit what goes on the screen. You can rename it to, garage or living room or kitchen. This is where you can add your background image. So here's your bathroom, and you can remove that background. You can duplicate this page because maybe you have so many devices in your bathroom that you need several pages. I'm going to delete it because I don't have a remote for my bathroom and nothing in my bathroom to control with it. So my home pages the default is my 3 activities that I use the remote for. I watch the Kaleidoscape, I watch my Apple TV, or I watch Blu-rays. I also have a second page here for remotes. These are where, if I need to get to some really in the weeds setting in one of my devices, I can just jump in right here. And I can get basically access to everything the remote or the integration has to offer. Now showing, this is just all my media players. I don't really ever use it, but they're here anyway. Then I have a lighting screen here, and this one is showing unavailable for whatever reason, this Home Assistant. I guarantee if I pick up the remote right now and tap it, it's likely working just fine. But I can turn my lights off and I can turn my lights on, and actually those aren't going, but it does need to be rebooted because I've been doing a lot of configuration, and the golden rule is reboot your remote anytime you mess with the configurator, and you're going to be a lot happier. So anyway, lighting. I have 3 lighting scenes. Theater welcome is kind of, it's bright enough you can walk in here. It's not blazing full on bright. Theater play, this is lights out. Theater intermission is a very dim, just kind of the pathway if we want to, get pause and use the restroom. Theater intermission comes up, but I just have it set in here so that I can also recall these settings at any time manually. Very rarely do, but I can if I want to. So let's look at my activities. Again, once I click, when I come downstairs and I pick up the remote and I click Watch Kaleidoscape, 9 times out of 10, or even 49 times out of 50, that's all I ever do. Because then once I'm in the activity, my remote has whatever's playing back on the kaleidoscape here. It has control of the volume and the kaleidoscape navigation. And then it also has some of the maybe not rarely used digging into the weeds commands for my Lumagen, but things like sometimes something might not look right and I want to check and see what the signal coming into the Lumagen is, or I want to lock in an aspect ratio. So like when a director can't make up their mind and they keep switching back and forth between aspect ratios, I can just lock it in to 241 on my 241 screen, and it just mats out all of the gimmicky pixels above and below where you can see a lot of like feet and empty sky and ceiling and lighting and stuff that they use. They put that in there so they can charge you more for tickets. And then I can directly access some of the different surround up mixers on my Storm Audio ISR Fusion, or I can turn Storm XT off and on. And again, here I have the lighting controls that I can add here. So I can edit all this stuff, and I can see that this is the theater welcome from Home Assistant, and there you go. Again, once I'm in to an activity, I almost never come out of here, okay? If I do, I'll come out to the home screen so I can click into a different activity, and then, if I click into Apple TV, now I'm in here where it shows me what's playing on the Apple TV, and I can access the same controls that I need every now and then, but not very often, and again, the same lighting scenes. So from there, and the button mapping still has the same up and down, but now I'm controlling the Apple TV. So that is how I lay out my home screen. I have those main activities that get me into a better remote that basically on one screen, maybe 2, I can control pretty much everything I need without having to go back out to the home screen. And I don't want to have to come back to this unless I need to. So, but if I'm in the Kaleidoscape activity and I realize, I really need to dig in and change a setting on the Lumagen, I just come to the remotes page and I go to the Lumagen remote, and now I have full access to every button that's on that remote, and I can get in it. And then when I'm done, I click home, and then I click back into the Kaleidoscape activity, which it knows is still running. And then I'm back to my Kaleidoscape custom activity on that remote, on this interface. And it really works really well. I still have quick access to everything that's in those remotes, but it's not cluttered up. I have a really focused remote control in my hand when I'm in that activity. If there's another command that you use all the time, put it somewhere in your activity rather than having to go out and find. I mean, if you just want every single button from every single remote control, just don't get a smart remote. Just get a coffee table and lay out all your remotes so you can have access to every single button. But I guarantee you that 99% of you, every time you sit down to watch something, you click the same 10 buttons the entire time. You use on, off, volume up, volume down, left, right, select, and home. That's it. That's all you really need. Occasionally, someone who really likes to get into the weeds like me is going to want some of these other things. But this is just because the buttons in my activity, these are always going to be the kaleidoscope. This is up, down, left, right, and enter for the Lumagen. Menu, exit, hot plug just switches the input from one to another and then back. Lock in those aspect ratios, and then I had an extra row to put these storm commands. If you are someone who every time you are watching a movie, you need to turn the lights on and off for whatever reason, do that. And now add a light bulb, a light control here. So let's go light, add that. I didn't take it. So we go there. We go light. No, I don't do that. I'm getting ahead of myself now. Go here. We're going to add a light command. Let's do this one instead. There. And then, maybe what's the other lighting scene that I have? I have theater, workday. Oh, I don't have that sent to the remote. So theater welcome. There, boom. And now I can call that lighting scene from right there, from within my activity, without having to do anything but pick up the remote. If you don't even want to have to do that, you can do, I'm going to get rid of that and I'm going to put it back the way I like my remote. There. If you don't even want to have to look at the screen, find a button that you're not using. I'm never going to use this voice button for voice, so you can assign that to be the exact same thing. All of these things can be assigned to whatever you want. So theater welcome. Now when I hit the microphone, it's going to activate that lighting scene. Okay? So there's really not, in my mind, there's no reason to do this any other way, because you can still access all of your remotes. You can still access all of those commands, but 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, when you step into your theater, you just want those really basic controls. And this puts them all right there without a lot of fiddling, without a lot of dinking around, trying to find the right page. Where's the right remote? How do I get to this? Where did I put that? Think about what commands, what buttons you use every time you sit down, and put those right where you need them. Build an activity and put them where you want them. Your home screens, again, you can, if you have 5 remotes in 5 rooms, if you have one remote that you're using for 5 rooms, you can still create all kinds of home pages, and you just swipe between them, just like swiping between a landing page on your iPhone. You just swipe left to right, you swipe right to left, and you get through all of these really quickly. So there's no reason not to do it this way. Now, I would be lying if I said I wasn't excited to be able to get this level of granularity of control on the homepage, but I have to assume that that's coming. I don't think there's any sort of limitation that would mean they can only use these wide buttons. I can't wait until there can be more of those. But this works just fine for me. for right now, because how many activities are you going to have in your theater? For me, it's not many. I have one for every source. You know, maybe there's an opportunity for another one where I would have listen to music, and it would be on the Apple TV, and I would have it set up as a stereo configuration instead of surround sound. But really, this is a really slick way to do it, and anyone can do this. It doesn't take a whole lot of work. You just have to think about what buttons you use, program those where they're handy, and all that stuff that you might need someday, you can have it in there. But don't worry about putting it on your home screen. Don't worry about putting 100 buttons on your home screen. Keep it clean, keep it easy to navigate, only those commands that you use all the time. If you don't use a command every time that you sit down, it shouldn't be on your home screen, and it shouldn't be on the main page of your activities. So just prioritize things and go. I can't think of a different way to say that. So I am going to call it a day on this one. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll be back around soon with more of these little tips and tricks for the Unfolded Circle Remote 3 and the Remote 2. All right, have a great day.